tells the story of a little bird living in the scorching desert, its life filled with suffering. Every single day, it was sickly and weak, with wings stripped of feathers, unable to soar into the sky. With no home, no shelter, it wandered aimlessly across the barren land, lacking food and water. Loneliness and despair weighed heavily, leaving its life without any joy. Each passing day was nothing but struggle, sadness, and exhaustion, as if the entire world had turned its back on that fragile creature. One day, while enduring its pain, the little bird saw a white dove flying past. With a faint voice, it called out, "Brother, please stop." The dove paused and kindly asked, "What is it, little one? Why do you look so sad?" The little bird hesitantly asked, "Where are you going?" The dove replied, "I am flying to heaven." Upon hearing this, the bird's eyes lit up with hope. It folded its tattered wings like pleading hands and said, "Please, ask God for me. When will this suffering end? When will sorrow turn into happiness?" The white dove kept his promise, flying to heaven, where he met an angel at the gates. He told the angel about the bird's pain in the desert and earnestly asked about its fate. The angel quietly replied, "In the book of destiny, it is written that the bird must endure 10 more years of suffering before it can see a day of happiness." Hearing this, the dove felt his heart grow heavy, fearing that the truth would shatter the little bird's last hope. With a trembling voice, he asked, "Is there truly no other way to help it endure?" The angel thought for a moment and then answered, "There is still one path. Tell the little bird that in any circumstance, it must always say, 'Thank you, God, for everything.' That is its true test." The dove listened carefully and then returned with the message. At first, the little bird did not fully understand the deeper meaning of these words. Yet it promised itself that no matter what happened, whether in pain or in need, it would keep its faith and utter those words of gratitude with all the sincerity in its heart. From that day onward, the little bird began to practice the angel's instruction. When it collapsed upon the burning sands, it whispered, "Thank you, God, for everything." When its throat was parched with thirst but no water could be found, it still said, "Thank you, God, for everything." Even when sickness caused all its feathers to fall and its frail body grew weaker, it persisted in repeating that prayer of gratitude. As time passed, a miracle occurred. Its old, fragile feathers were replaced with strong, sturdy wings. Gratitude had awakened life and planted seeds of hope within its small existence. Then one day, as the bird was stumbling weakly across the desert, the skies suddenly shifted. Dark clouds gathered, fierce winds blew, and heavy rains poured down. Each raindrop cooled the barren land, awakening green sprouts that spread across the horizon with new life. Nearby, a small lake formed, providing a precious source of water. The little bird gradually grew stronger, its wings stretched wide, and at last it could fly freely. From despair, it had risen into joy, happiness, and a life filled with vitality and hope. 10 days later, the white dove returned and was astonished by what he saw. The little bird was now healthy, soaring with joy and chirping happily. The once barren desert was now covered in green, and a crystal-clear lake reflected the sunlight. The dove could hardly believe his eyes, for the angel had said the little bird would suffer for 10 more years. Without hesitation, he flew back to heaven and asked the angel in disbelief, why had destiny changed so wondrously before its time? The angel smiled and explained, "Indeed, destiny had written that the little bird must suffer 10 years. But it changed its own fate. When a creature sincerely says, 'Thank you, God, for everything in every circumstance, whether good or bad,' then past burdens are dissolved. That is the secret power of gratitude. Because of its heartfelt thanks, the trial no longer lasted 10 years, but only 10 days. Gratitude turned pain into a miracle, bringing joy and freedom." Humans often complain as soon as they face hardship, always asking, "Why me?" Yet we forget that gratitude carries extraordinary power to transform destiny. When we truly give thanks in every situation, whether sorrowful or joyful, we are planting the seeds of transformation. Complaining only makes the burden heavier, shrouding life in darkness. Gratitude, on the other hand, lightens the soul, opening the doors to peace and happiness. Sincere thankfulness transforms trials into blessings. From this day onward, promise yourself, no matter what the circumstances, you will sincerely say, "Thank you, God, for everything." Sometimes just one small change in how we perceive and appreciate life can transform it entirely. Instead of drowning in complaints, let gratitude guide the way, easing the heart and strengthening the spirit. For gratitude is not just words, but the key that opens the door to happiness and peace. Let us together learn to say, "Thank you, God, for everything," with all our hearts.